What's up, guys? So it looks like Skylar Thompson is not going to be able to play Monday night against the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know a lot of you are kind of excited about that, but we're not exactly sure what's going to be going on. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen as well as why it might happen. All right, so I think it's going to be Tyler Huntley. I think he's going to be the one that's good to go. He was the first one that was signed to the 53-man roster, not Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle has had a terrible career thus far, and a lot of you are maybe like, okay, well, he did drive down the field relatively well. He looked decent in the offense when he was out there in the fourth quarter, but the game was already gone. Like, I know we had a chance to make it a one-score game if Durham Smythe just caught that football in the end zone. That was an absolute dime by Tim Boyle, but let's face it, it was pretty out of reach at that point anyway. And we drove down the field with D. Eskridge and Jalen Wright and a whole bunch of backups. Kendall Lamb, who actually looks better than Teron Armstead. It's just a whole blunder of things, right? And I think the main thing is that our offensive line is beat up right now. Rob Jones dealing with a shoulder injury. Teron Armstead in concussion protocol dealing with his shoulder injury as well as an eye injury, as well as he's old as shit, so he's not going to be able to really go. I doubt he plays Monday. Our center just sucks at football besides run blocking. Liam Eichenberg's, he's okay, but he's nothing special. Austin Jackson, he's once again okay, nothing special. He's a starting lineman. He's not going to, be top 5, top 10, maybe top 15 right tackle. As far as tackles go, he's probably somewhere down in the 20s or 30s as a total. But yeah, he's not the greatest thing to ever come to life either. So all this being said, we want someone that's going to be back there that's either going to be able to execute this offense perfectly or be able to make off-script plays. And Tim Boyle, if I ever see him go off-script, I might have to burn a jersey or two. Probably old ones, but yeah, it's just, I might have to call for McDaniel's head if I see him go off script. So Tyler Huntley being someone that, similar, he's basically Lamar, but not Lamar, like not to that caliber. He's able to make off script plays. He's able to make the right throws, accurate throws. Now, he does sometimes run too much. He does sometimes make stupid mistakes, and he's inconsistent. But that's the reason he's a backup quarterback, and a career backup quarterback at that. But there's also still a reason that he was in the Pro Bowl. I understand he was like the 7th or 8th selection of that Pro Bowl, but he went in and played the last 7 or 8 games for the Ravens that year, and he won a lot of them. He's a winner. And yes, I understand that offense was, dumbed down. They ran it a lot. They took pressure off of him. But that's what we're going to attempt to do. Now, we couldn't really do that with Skylar. But Skylar, meanwhile, he's a little bit mobile. His decision making just isn't there. He wasn't, you watch him and he just wasn't able to process quickly. He wasn't able to make quick decisions. Tyler Huntley, he's been in this situation before. He has starting experience. He can make those quick decisions. He can be like, okay, I need to run here. I need to just get to the line of scrimmage so I don't take a big sack. I need to throw it out of bounds. Like, he has a good arm, and he has the mobility to run for a first down. He has the accuracy to be able to hit someone downfield. He can throw on the run. Like, he can do all these things. It is a matter of consistency, but that's what separates the backup quarterbacks from the starting quarterbacks. Tyler Huntley, he is the only option I really think can win us this game on Monday night, because this defense is absolutely no joke. I understand they're 0-3, blah, blah, blah. They have Justin Simmons. They have L'Jarius Sneed. They have a whole bunch of just absolute monsters on defense. And if you look at what they did, like, I understand they gave up some fourth quarter comebacks. They're on the field a lot because their offense sucks. Their offense is terrible. Their defense is very, very good. And we saw what L'Jarius Sneed did to Tyreek Hill in the playoff game. We know L'Jarius Sneed is legit. And could it come down to scheme? Yeah, it could. but we need to be able to get our receivers open and buy time, because the reality is our offensive line is just not good enough. Now, Teron Armstead in pass protection has looked abysmal. I said he's probably not going to play. He has a concussion currently, dealing with an eye injury and a shoulder injury. He has looked abysmal at left tackle in pass protection. Run blocking, different story. But I feel like that's the story for the entire offensive line. So you're going to want someone that can create time and get the ball to your star receivers, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, because let's face it, Mike McDaniel is not doing a good job of scheming up plays or enough plays to get the ball in the hands of your stars. Because Waddle had three total touches or 4 total touches if he had a carry. Tyreek Hill had a carry and like 4 targets. Like they were non-existent really for the last 2 games. And we need to do a better job of being able to scheme those guys open. And if we're not able to scheme them open, we need to get them time to get open, because they're both facing double coverage. And we don't have a third receiver yet. Hopefully, we'll have news on that later. That can, help us out, because we have no one there. Braxton Berrios is running like 20% of snaps. Eric Ezukama brought it from the practice squad, played like 9 snaps. D. Eskridge played like 7 snaps. Now, D. Eskridge had a pretty good catch and run of 30 yards. That was felt like our biggest play of the game. The reality is that we don't have weapons beyond our top weapons. It's like stud, nothing. Practice squad, nothing. And I love Eric Ezukama, but we're not getting him on the field. We're not going any 3 wide receiver sets. We have to go into 2 tight end sets because our pass blocking sucks. We need to be able to create time to get the ball to our stars, to get it to Achane, who I said, by the way, is our most explosive player, and it looks like I was right. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. We need to get the ball into those guys' hands. The one game that we have won this season, we got the ball into Waddle and Tyreek's hands. They had over 230 yards combined the one game that we won. They have less than 100 yards in the last 2 games combined. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I was going to say 50, but I went with 100 because I think that's more realistic. I think Waddle had like 40 and 40, and Tyreek has been absolutely nowhere. So Tyler Huntley can come in, and can he do this every play? Probably not. It's just what it is. He's off a practice squad. We signed him. But that's the guy that you're probably going to go in with, because he can do those things. Tim Boyle can't do those things. He can't. Tim Boyle is going to be your backup. No, the only reason in my eyes that Tim Boyle was the main backup this time around was because he's been here since week 1, and on the practice squad learning the offense. Meanwhile, Tyler Huntley got here on Tuesday. So, and I understand a lot of people are like, oh, well, Baker Mayfield showed up there on Wednesday and played Thursday, or Tuesday and played Thursday. And I get that. But that's Baker Mayfield. He's a starter in this league. They also had like 5 plays for him that he knew. That's how complicated offenses are. Like, Sean McVay had to literally give him the 5 simplest plays and just run it in different formations and different routes. It was crazy. That's just like a one-off, though. Not everybody's Baker Mayfield. He's a starter in Tampa Bay for a reason. He's one of the best quarterbacks this year for a reason. Tyler Huntley's not that. We can't count on him to come in on such short notice and know the entire playbook. Now, I will say, Mike McDaniel, got to get a little bit better there, bud. We'll talk about that in a different video, but for now, let me know what you guys think about Tyler Huntley possibly starting for us. I think he's the best option. It's not officially announced just yet, but it looks like it's going to be that way. Reporters are all kind of like, the feeling that they're getting from the team is that they're going to roll with Tyler Huntley, and it's just another edge that McDaniel's trying to get on Tennessee, making them prepare for both Tim Boyle and Tyler Huntley. Deuces.